Welcome to Sri and Kira Live. As our world spins seemingly out of control, we are all experiencing time speeding up, chaos shifting to a new level, and a yearning to know the greater mysteries of the universe. What does it all mean? Visionary spiritual teachers and best-selling authors Sri Ram Ka and Kira Ra explore these mysteries, offer live soul readings, and invite you to open up your mind, body, and spirit to the paradigms that are shifting. Bringing you fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom, here are Sri and Kira.
Namaste and welcome everybody to Sri and Kira Live. I am Sri Ram Ka.
And I am Master Lady Kira Ra, and welcome to May. Just feel this illumination between Sri and I, right? Just feel that energy pulling in the energy of May. Just really feel that coming into you. May is about the return of the mystical magi through expansion and contraction. We have a huge Sunday service ahead for you today and are so grateful that you are here.
You know, this is, as we have seemed to take notice, this is a time unlike prior times. A time,
exclamation point.
A time truly to pay attention to not only what your mind is instructing you to look at, but what your soul is wanting you to see. They aren't always the same thing.
Now, speaking of seeing and how we're going to unpack all of this today, welcome first and foremost over at YouTube, Official Sri and Kira. Hi, everybody. We do see some comments popping up here and are glad that you are all there. Sri and I are unable to be live with you in the chat until the second half of our show. So during our second hour is when we jump in over there at the chat at YouTube. So stay with us. There's a lot of reasons to stay for both hours of this incredible Sunday service. Also want to give a big hello, we love you, over to bbsradio.com, where you can watch the show, you can hear the show, and you can call into our 800 number, 888-627-6008. And again, that's 888-627-6008. That line fills up really fast, so write down that number. If you call and it's busy, just hold on to it, because when we would say hello and goodbye to someone, a line would open up, and maybe it's your day to have that line. Also saying a big love you over to onenesstalkradio.com, where you can listen, you can watch, you can chat, and you can also dial into that call board. And that call board is going to be opening any moment now at 517-208-1500. Again, that's 517-208-1500. And when that call board opens, you want to jump in there. And in that call board, if you are wanting to talk to Sri Ramka and ask about his incredible Avesa quantum medical intuitive experience and any symptoms you might be having, he is happy to do that. And you would want to do the star 5 to raise the hand.
Yes,
you would want to do the star 5 to raise your hand feature over there. And of course, Facebook, we love you. Thank you for being here. All of our affiliates, YouTube, Oneness Talk Radio, we love you all and thank you. And if my husband's looking a little distracted, it's because he's getting that call board up over there, the 517-208-1500. And it was a big, I think the fact that we're still pulling up this call board is telling you the energy of May. I know you guys are already feeling it and really moving into it. And this is, and wow, we got that call board up and it's full.
Call board's up, hands are raised. We love you.
So again, so you've got all the numbers. Looks like we're going to have a really interactive show today. Loving this. 517-208-1500, or of course, 888-627-6008. So
let's roll.
Let's do it. Bring your hands to your heart. And as I'm connecting with everyone, Sri, I'm feeling third chakra. So let's just, before we get into all these May energy predictions and what's happening, if you're here with us live right now, bring your hands to your third chakra. And if your third chakra is radiating this passionate ascension energy, then send it out with even greater propulsion of love and illumination. And if you're feeling a little like, wow, there's a struggle going on in here right now, then please breathe in that which is being radiated for all of us right now in this beautiful community. Because each week when we get together, when we come together in this incredible moment, We form a community. We stand hand in hand. And the energy and the blessing of Shri and I sharing with all of you the information that has been gifted to us through the divine directors and the ascended masters and all of the archangelic realms, this community stands as a circle of oneness. We stand together. And so as these times are moving forward right now, there we are. Release your breath. Yeah, release
Breathe in
your
and
breath.
out of that solar plexus a little bit more.
Feel a little
I
better?
want to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to. And so the first thing we want to do before we go too deep into everything is to offer you our brand new, we're going to be doing this every week, our weekly community schedule for this week. Now, what this is as we've all been sharing with you during our 30 days of fasting, what Shri and I are intending to do is make available as many opportunities as possible for as many of us can come together as possible. And so this is this week's calendar. We will be offering you our calendar every week on this show, and we will also be posting it at our website. And so this week, today, of course, every Sunday, we hope that you are always with us right here.
Yes,
every Sunday. That just goes without saying. But then let's talk about this week. Monday, tomorrow night, Monday Magic, right? Shri and I have now committed that Monday Magic is never going to stop. We will always hold a Monday Magic, and it is available for a donation, and all 100% of those donations go to help keep our Indigenous clinic alive, and you can come in for as little as $1 if you want. You know, it's up to you. We have suggested donations in there, but every Monday, Shri and I go deep into the work, and right now, we're in the Lessons of Light.
And the Lessons of Light are profound and powerful, and this is a beautiful class. And the nice thing about this is every Monday we not only are opening a greater depth of consciousness, we do take questions, and it's a very beautiful community of like-hearted souls who gather. So please consider joining us.
It's where we take the second hour of this show is where we also do a lot of that in-depth teaching, but it's also Monday nights is where we take it really. Those of you that are really saying, yeah, I want to do this. I don't want to be in density. I want to do the work. Come join us on Monday nights. That's every single Monday. From here on out, we have decided and committed to always being with you Sunday afternoons and Monday nights. All right, this Tuesday, of course, Soul Mirrors at 5 p.m. Pacific time. This week, my monthly co-host, Jess Juntanen, joins me, and we are talking about a lot of important issues that are going to expand the May Energy Update. So make sure you make a note and join us then. How about Wednesday? These are all free, guys. Wednesday, May 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm excited about this, Shri.
I tell you what, Wednesday, May 6th, we are going to be interviewed by Zadkiel Ra. And this man has been a spiritual pioneer for the last 30 years, really bringing it forward, opening the cutting edge and bringing it into the mainstream.
Royalty.
Yeah, truly.
Royalty.
Yeah.
He's royalty.
Yeah. And so you'll find this is an audio radio show. You'll find it at Oneness Talk Radio right there at 10 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday.
So those of you, join us at Oneness Talk Radio and join us live this Wednesday on Conclaves with the Stars. All right, Thursday. Whew, I'm losing my breath on this one. All of you that are registered for the lineage holders, this Thursday, be with us live.
One.
This is the culminating, I'm going to be talking about this more in a minute. This is the culminating super full moon quantum time jump. We're going to be doing that 5 p.m. Thursday night. That is the lineage holders gathering. Whew, losing my breath already. And Saturday, 2 special events this coming Saturday. Shri and I are really working as hard as we can. So 9 a.m. Saturday morning, oh my goodness gracious, Consciousness with Healing, Shri's series that expands everything that's happening right now. We're going to talk more about that in the May Revelations. Begins. I am so excited.
This is a
my
3-part
God.
in-depth expansion of your healing capacity.
Exactly.
Not a lecture, but an interactive, experiential opportunity to discover your quantum alchemical power. So join me Saturday for the next 3 Saturdays. It's going to be potent.
It's going to be beyond potent. It's going to be an incredible healing expansion. Plus, Shri and I were invited back to appear again at the New Life Virtual Expo. We will be appearing there. This is all being done online. Check it out. You might want to join this expo next weekend, which would be Saturday, May 7 and 8. It's like $10, and we'll get the link up to you so that you can register. And Shri and I will be the culminating feature event, so to speak, on Saturday afternoon. We will be doing a full hour and really expanding into the alchemy of self-ascension in these times. So a big week ahead, and we're honored to share it with you. So thank you for supporting self-ascension, because as we support self-ascension, we are supporting the expansion of the planet. So Shri, I think we should dive into May.
Let's get into May, because it's an exciting month and lots of lessons here.
It really is. So let's put up, first of all, the May up-level calendar. Let's go there. Now, guys, remember that we have been in April was an experience month, and what an experience it has been. May is a choice month. So that means that everything that you're going to be experiencing, everything that you're going to be aware of, every interaction, every breath is all about choice. This is a truly profound choice month. Now, let's look at the up-level calendar for this month. Remember that all of these, the up-level calendar, when this came through, I was told the graphics to create, the quotes to put in, how the energy flow would work. And sometimes people have said to me, well, how come the up-level calendar doesn't have this, or that on it? The up-level calendar has on it exactly what I was told to put on it. However, what I have been sharing through some of our mastery mentorship gatherings is that what many may not have realized is that when I created the art for each month, that was also part of what was on the calendar. And in May, this is really important to pay attention to, especially the opening for this month. You are timeless.
Yes.
You are timeless. And this came through the Ascended Masters at Lake Atitlan. And you know, Shri, every time I read this quote, I think about the time you got the picture of the Ascended Masters, and that maybe we should get that picture out there again.
Yeah, let me see if I can even share it today.
Yeah, I think we're going to look and see if we can find it, guys, because it's feeling like we should really show you this picture. And if not, we'll get it posted. We'll get it up there. When Shri and I were living at Lake Atitlan, oh, here it is. Well, you know what? Here, let's put on our camera live. He just pulled the frame. You guys need to see this, because this really will anchor this "you are timeless" energy. So,
all right. I don't have it on digital. This is a photograph. Let's see if you can see it.
You can. Okay, they can watch the light there. Let's see. Okay, guys, you see it? Look at the Ascended Master walking. This was our property. This was the dock when you came into Tosa La Laguna.
So there's water.
And it was a beautiful afternoon. We have our own little lagoon there. And so that was right in our lagoon. And Shri was compelled to take this picture. And it is the one and only, and that is, that's a hard photograph. There is no retouching going on that. And so we have held on to that forever, because when we lived at Lake Atitlan, the Ascended Masters told us all about the Ascended Masters abode at Lake Atitlan and why it was there, and all about all the other Ascended Masters abode. That's where Ascended numerology came back through me. A lot happened at Lake Atitlan. The cards of clarity were birthed there. And so it was really quite revelatory when the quote that I was asked to use was the one from the Ascended Masters at Lake Atitlan, whom we just showed you. I mean, is that amazing? So you are timeless. This is also a visionary transformation through timeline adaptation month. And in this month, that energy is going to be experienced via expansion and contraction. We're going to talk a lot more about that. Now, I want to call the art to your attention, because in this month, the art has a lot to do with it. You'll notice that there is this incredible orb. You see it? It's this beautiful void-like creation power. And that is wrapped in like a crystalline, I like to call it a crystalline lasso. It's like it's being birthed out of that ray of crystalline light. It's that seventh, really 33rd dimensional, but coming in through right now, most profoundly, the seventh, being birthed. It's literally birthing to us. And this is why the return of the Magi is so profound in this month. And so this huge orb of illuminated co-creation energy started really infiltrating us the last week of April and started its connection. If you look down at the 16th and the 23rd of the month, you see the higher fifth dimensional. That's like the portal leading up out into the seventh dimension. So you see that energy coming up then. Well, you'll see what's happening is that the two are one already. It's in that energy. But when these two come together, which is going to happen on the full moon of the 7th, that orb of creation is going to ignite. And it's going to be like how do I describe this? Like a brilliant flash of light in your life, in your world experience. It will be like a single flash of light on the full moon. And that single flash of light is calling you and will continue to invite you to be pulling in your higher energy. Look at the 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th. You see the Sundays. Notice that up here right now, today, we're in our crown chakra. We are being called. This month is unique. This month is different. And we're going to get to that in just a moment when we close the calendar. But this is a month that you have not, this is an energy, if you choose to embrace it, and I want you all to be relaxing as you're hearing this, that you are actually being consciously, see how the eyes are heading up toward the sphere? You are being asked to bring that flash of light into your life, to break free of the bullshit, to break free of that which seeks to stop you. However, you see the 31st, the corner of the calendar is where? It's at the heart chakra. This month is about calling in extra support from the higher chakras into our heart chakra so that we can anchor our heart chakra and in June literally erupt back out into our divine galactic blueprint for what I call jettison. And so that, of course, all of this, and then we have the new moon up level, and we're just going to take a break from this right now because I don't even know if I'm still here with you guys. When I pulse into this month ahead, it's all about this. It's all about this, which is why I created this graphic, which we'll talk about more in a moment.
You know, we receive information as energy.
Yeah.
And our eyes sometimes like to say, oh, it's a picture. However, there's codings in pictures. There's shapes that pulse energies. It's the same with the word, especially spiritual text. There is a weaving of energy beyond the face value of the words. And our minds always get in the way because our minds are trying to impose a meaning. This is what this word means. No, that's what it means in the context of your lifetime. That may not be what that word means in the context of the one delivering it.
Yeah.
Important to be able to look beyond the first blush. And we're going to talk more about that as well.
Well, we are, but you know, I happen to catch right here over in the chat. Again, we can't write in there from Neelock Infinity. I'm giving birth to my baby boy tomorrow and thankful for my gift. Angel, I'm sorry, but I just have to share. You're giving birth to all of you beloved mothers who are giving birth in this energy of this moment. And by that, really the whole time we're in right now. However, in this moment right now, remember, we are in the moment of the return of the mystical magi. Yeah. We are all being rebirthed. And I think with her comment, I really want to share that, Let's take a moment. I wasn't going to go here yet, but with her comment, I feel so strongly that we should do this, Shri.
Go for it.
Let's look at this graphic. Shri and I are going to go like this a little bit, okay? So if you can see it, and as Shri was sharing during our mastery mentorship, I create all of our art. And what you're seeing here is, you see this papyrus scroll? That's a papyrus scroll, the ink and the feather, right? So the writing on the scrolls. And then you see the magi, the traditional magi, or the traditional Essene. And this is the star of illumination. But wrapped around it is the infinite creation, the constant birthing, that which we are. And so the reason that I was called and compelled to make this graphic, which if you get our newsletter, you've already seen, is because the mystical magi return means that this is a moment where that, remember I talked about this flash of light on the 7th of May, where you can honestly break free and remember in a way that will challenge your sanity, in a way that will be inside of, look at the fascinating thing that here we have an energy that has not existed in this field of creation, of co-creation, outside of recorded history. You got to go way back. I mean, outside of
beyond the recordings.
Exactly. Because the only way you can find the truth is to go outside of that which is recorded. Because remember, the victor writes the story. And so in order to really, really move forward in May, that is why it's the expansion and contraction appearing simultaneously at the moment where the greatest challenge to go outside of what you call the boundaries of sanity will happen this month. It's about this.
Yeah.
It's about this illumination right here. And with that, the return of the mystical magi is the heralding. And I want to read this little ensoulment from Archangel Zadkiel. This is part of what we teach when we do our Monday nights. This was from the Lessons of Light lesson 4. And so those of you that have been with us on Monday nights, we've already given you all of the deeper codes to ascension within this. Whether you've been with us on Monday nights or not, it's important to understand this because
just feel it.
This is really what's going on and it helps. So would you like to read it or would you like me to read it? Okay, let's take a breath.
Take a breath and be present to this sharing from this loving Archangel. Long ago, all who chose to walk here held the land of this planet sacred. It was consecrated to be a confluence of remembrance, which is why so many are called to be here. As you relax and experience the energy of all that is around you, gift yourself and feel the abundance as you also feel the path of nourishment. For what is the source of true nourishment? Nourishment is what ignites the soul to awaken, sustain, enliven, and bring you back to your divine nature. Whew.
Breathe that in. Because that first line, would you read the first line for us again? I want you guys to really, I know you're feeling this. This is the power of Archangel Zadkiel and these lessons of light. And this is just like what? A tenth of that one lesson. But what's happening is that what Archangel Zadkiel is saying here is affirmation and confirmation of the potency and the power of the energy that is alive and rebirthing. We are think about it this way. Everything is in a rebirth moment. And it's a choice energy month.
Yes.
So put all of that together. And that alone is why your breath might be going, wow, right? Or you might be going, wow, could be why we started out in that third chakra. But the crux of this is right here in the first line.
Long ago, all who chose to walk here held the land of this planet sacred.
Long ago, all who chose to walk here. They're sharing with you the story of creation. They're bringing you back so that your soul's energy can ignite at a level of purity, confidence, remembrance, abundance, creation. You are being gifted with one of the most sacred gifts in the world.
To be here.
Yes, to be here right now and to know who you are. Remember, that's what the yoga of self-ascension teaches. That's what it's all about, is for you to remember who you are. It's not a dogma. It's a mastery way of living that anchors ascended presence. That's why there's the yoga of self-ascension, which is the science that gets you there, and the art of ascended living, which is how your life experiences. It's incredible. And what Zadkiel, now read the next one. So those who chose, we're going all the way outside. You're going to have to expand outside of recorded history. Okay, so just relax into that. Now let's go to the next line.
Held the land of this planet sacred. Just getting you back in the flow.
Thanks.
It was consecrated to be the confluence of remembrance, which is why so many are called to be here.
First part of that line, it was consecrated, meaning held as this is special. The way that this beautiful planet, in this experience of density, in this creation cycle, this beautiful, beautiful little jewel is special. So we're consecrating it. The Eden, feel that in, right? We're consecrating it. This is a beautiful, this place is being consecrated. But how is it consecrated? As a confluence of remembrance, meaning that it was consecrated as oneness. What is the confluence? The confluence is where two mighty energies or more come together as one. And having placed our feet in the confluence of the Ganges and having spent so much time way up in the high Himalayas, I can share with you and living here in the high Andes that once your feet have touched the power of a confluence, the remembrance ignites. And so you're really going to be wanting this month to do the living Ankh practice in like as often as you can. Living Ankh, living Ankh, living Ankh. You are timeless. The confluence of the energies for true remembrance. Now, here's where this gets really important, because it says, which is why so many are called to be here. Well, because it's the confluence of the remembrance, it has to be ever expanding. This is the essence of the expansion energy that is available to you in May, is this right here. And here's what's important to remember, is that the mystical magi, which is the energy that's returning, that's the phraseology that the divine directors and the ascended masters were sharing. They kept calling it the mystical magi. That these mystical magi are actually the ascended ancestors, the ascended cosmic ancestors of the Biblical Essene. So you can see how these refractions, and if you've taken the lessons of light, the refraction, the refraction, the fraction. So your beautiful cosmic lineage is calling to you. And also known as the Cosmic Essenah, these beings were present at the births, hence why I'm using this symbology here, because the births originally were very much about light meeting light. Mm-hmm. It was not the form of birth as we think of it now. However, when the energy of the Magi is present, the Magi are the originators of ascended numerology. And so when a being would choose, remember all who chose, when a being would choose to be in this incredible consecrated confluence of remember, they came because mastery was assured. That was the way it began. That was the oneness expanding, is that your mastery, of course, was assured. And at the moment of the creation that would be living here, the ascended numerology scrolls, at that time, the light language was prepared and gifted to all as like a roadmap to following this beautiful space of creation. So just breathe that in for a moment, because I know that's a lot to take, but it's really important to understand if you're going to understand the ascended energy of May, because this is an ascended energy. And so as you begin to feel that, and I'm feeling the heart of you guys right now. So yeah, feel that almost you have wings birthing out of your heart right now, like you're just being lifted up, like it's just, oh, here I am, here I am, here I am. Okay. So as that is beginning to expand, what happened was that as it is open to all became attracted to this experience. And the energy that created this experience is without judgment or limitation. So all were allowed to be here. There is no exception. There is no limitation on that. That had to happen. How can you see a star if there is not a dark sky? And so the greater the reflection, the greater the gift, the greater the choice. And what happened was that the way birth began, hence the fall, right? The way that birth began to become much more filled with density, much more filled with earth experience. Pain became part of the earth experience. It is of earth. It's why it can be transcended. And so as all of that came forward, and as we moved closer and closer and closer in what we would call a linear timeline that makes sense to us, by the time we hit approximately 300 BC until roughly 400 AD, that period of time is the period of time whereby the complete density experience was anchored for the cycle that we are culminating right now. So you can see how we begin way outside of linear time and how it has brought us here. So now, where are we? Right now, May 2020. This month, there will not be another month like it. It will stand out unique over these 2 years because the energy that's here right now is an energy that can only be held open through connection. And that is why, in the perfection of this experience, the greatest mastery moment before us is arising during expansion and contraction energy. Because what happened, and what really got sealed with all the dogmatic traditions, with the burnings of the Library of Alexandria, with the Council of Nicaea coming together and saying no, 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 with every dogmatic tradition basically fundamentalizing a set of laws that said this is the best way we can get you to pay attention to us and do what we want you to do and pay us a lot of money to do it. Meaning most religions, my angels, are all about the government. They're all about who's in power. What you're seeing on the planet right now isn't new. It's exactly what the Cosmic Essenah said would happen. This was predicted by them 5 years ago when they said you would return to this cycle, and that is exactly what is happening. And so the gift of the return of the Magi is that you are being given an opportunity to birth fully conscious of your ascended presence and step into that life experience right now. Just like what happened with the Mastery Assurance. When we were first here, it was assured. Then it was like, yes, you can remember, but it will not be assured. You will have to find your way. And so you have found your way. You're listening to this show. You're finding this community. You're finding other communities that are saying you are not crazy. You are not alone. You have not done it wrong. You cannot fuck this up. You are on track. But this is the month where you're being given a greater choice to see it or run away from it.
Yeah. Take a breath here for a moment. Kira has shared some profound information that may have to stretch some of your paradigms a little bit. So
that's what May's about, choice.
So rather than just scoot away from it, let's just take a moment. Take a moment and go, wow.
Yeah.
And you might even try
Crude
this.
oil.
I am a cosmic being.
Yes.
I am a cosmic being experiencing a lifetime in density. Through the density, I bump up against all of the refractions, all of the limitations, all of the dogmas, all of the ego, all of the coarse emotions. I bump up to them and I go through them in my own unique way because I am an alchemical master. And as I use all of these energies, the pain, the sorrow, the limiting beliefs, I use them as my alchemical formula to claim the truth of who I am. I am not defined by my obstacles. I'm defined by my light that is continuing to infuse through every perceived barrier.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
This is truth.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And the moment we identify with the obstacle, we have set a limit on our growth for whatever period of time we continue to identify with it.
I really hear that, yeah.
You can unhook that at any time. You can cure disease at any time. You can ascend at any time, but we're in the habit of having pain, and we've accepted pain as a normal, and then that context is yet another limiting reality.
Right.
Reality is what you make it, and we are at the time of grand awakening, grand
true, right?
illumination.
Oh, yeah.
And in the illumination, what more is there other than light and love and joy?
That's the expansion, right? That's the expansion right now. That is what's in front of you right now. I can't underscore that enough, Sri. I'm just like exclamation point, exclamation
point. Can I have
point.
an AM?
I think I've got a lot of them going on. I really got lots of claps. Yes. I'm with you. Yeah, it has already begun. It has indeed. And this is why my angels, this week especially, and that's why Sri and I put up our calendar. I'm just going to put it up again one more time real quick. Just take a real quick look. I don't know where it went anymore. Way down there. There it is. Okay. I just want to put this up again once more time because this week, remember, this is the week you're pulling in from your higher chakras. If you were ever going to have a fasting week, let this be your week. Maybe this week you just say, you know what? I can get a touch in with this community every single day except Friday. And on Friday, that's because we send out a newsletter and we're hoping you're going to read the new article. And so we have been posting new articles every week. And that's the other thing I want to share with you is that today, during our quote break, we are going to be so grateful. You really want to be ready. Have your tea ready because in between our 2 hours, we are offering you a treat. I have created a beautiful combination of a video created by David Raphael over at artainment.com. The music is by Vangelis, with my beloved Sri Ram Ka reading the full Mastery Illumination for 100,000 Others Ensoulment from Archangel Zadkiel. We really want to bathe you in that energy. So if you have not read the article yet over at sriandkira.com, you can just close your eyes and listen, or better yet, open your eyes and watch the Artainment visuals. Yeah. This is another Ascension experience, and our goal is to offer you one every single week. And so I just want to let you know that's coming up, and that if you would want to read the article, it is the newest article posted at sriandkira.com. And hey, either way, leave us a comment. Go there, let us know what you think. Yeah.
So I want to bring us back for a moment to the energy of May.
Yeah.
Take a breath one more time. Let's breathe.
That takes your breath away, doesn't it?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so as we let's put a little space between things a little bit so we can really integrate and expand through the information and our own responsiveness. The way our brain works is we respond in something like 1/10,000th of a second. Think about that. A 10,000th of a second. Boop, your belief system is up. Boop, the ego is up, putting a filter on things. The only way you can get past that is here.
Yeah.
Why do the great faiths have a hidden code in almost every one of them? Go to the heart.
Exactly.
Yet they're surrounded in all this dogma, but go to the heart. Because there is a compassion and a wisdom in every tradition, and there's a lot of clutter in every tradition as well. So how do you sift? Your truth detector is here.
Always.
And through the heart, we connect to our soul. Now, I want to weave back and forth for a minute here.
Okay.
This beautiful intro that we shared with you from the Lessons of Light, Archangel Zadkiel, it closes with a reminder. Nourishment is what ignites the soul to awaken. Pause. Nourishment's not food for the body. Nourishment is what ignites the soul to awaken, sustain, enliven, and bring you back to your divine nature. True soul nourishment includes the food you ingest, which needs to be of light. It needs to be very healthy for the body to be able to sustain the light infusion of the awakening presence that your mastery is calling forward. Why would a master put himself in an armored car if he didn't know how to open the car? And so my metaphor of the armored car is if you eat junk food, you are clouding your body with this heavy, dense material that is going to impede your capacity to radiate.
Absolutely. And if you are a master, maybe you'll hang out and let Sri and Kira get a picture of you. And there again is the Ascended Master. They got it, Lon. You see the tall walking being right there?
Walking on the water.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? And you also see the violet.
I'll scan that and bring it to you
see
next
the
week.
violet angel presence over here that's kind of like with it. Anyway, again, this is an actual photograph, and it's the only one we have.
I was privileged to receive it.
We've been blessed, and a lot of you know, Shri and I have had a lot of really beautiful miracle manifestations. We've had the original book of the I Am Discourses manifest before us. We have it here. It is now starting to disintegrate, but when people come to Tosa Blue Mountain, we do let them connect with it, touch it, before we know that it releases to the next one.
Yeah.
And so, Shri, I really want to talk about the healing that's going on right now and the way this is affecting our chakras. And so, beloved angels, as we move forward in the show right now, I want to take a moment and just introduce my husband's segment here, because what we're going to be doing each week is we're opening up with these weekly energy updates, but then each week, my beloved husband, Sri Ramka, who is a master Avesa medical intuitive, is extraordinary. And so he's going to be sharing a little bit more with you, and especially today, about the third chakra and why, when it's such a heavy up chakra week, when it's all about the highest chakras, why that would be coming forward. And so I just wanted to take a moment and formally
Thank you for that beautiful slide, my love.
You're very welcome. And that for any of you, I know we already have a lot of raised hands over at the 517 number, over at the 800 number. Make sure you let Dawn, our producer, know if you're calling in with a question for Shri, because it is important to understand that in the sacred union of the body and the soul, in that presence of keeping our ascended energy wide open, we are all moving through a moment where the physical body is being invited to be scared and to be challenged. And so this is why I think your segment's so important, my angel.
Well, and I want to segue here because we have been talking for a half hour or more about the potency of this time, about our cosmic heritage, and hopefully stimulating some remembering, some recognition, some stirrings, because we each must find a way to get past that 1/10,000th of a second knee-jerk egoic reaction that is a filter. It's nothing more than a filter. And because of that, we all seem to love it when we have a profound dream, when we have a felt intuition, when we have the goose flesh and the tingles, because we're getting past the veil. The veil was set in place for you to cultivate your mastery. And so it begins through these various ways that we begin to get past the veil. And as our energy lifts, as we lift out of the lower frequencies of density consciousness, the veil automatically thins. There is a chemical response in the brain. The pineal kicks in. The sixth chakra kicks in. The soul, everything starts to come online as your divine galactic blueprint ignites. So what we're here to do is to kind of offer you both mentoring and demonstration of how this works. You can see it in real time. It's not a theory. And what I mean by that is you can witness it through our lives, you can witness it through our sharings, can witness it through sharings of this community, because so many of you have been part of this journey and are realizing, manifesting your own beauty and your own awakenings.
Yeah, amazing.
So let's talk about the May energy.
Well, let's do that. And I'm getting bombarded about what am I drinking. Today, I am drinking Ode tea.
Ode is wonderful.
It actually has real ode resin in it. And it's a beautiful tea. And I give my husband another aroma. Today,
this is Arabian Nights.
Because of the Mystical Magi, I felt really, really called to make my Ode tea. I only have a little bit left. I got it when I was in India. It's very rare and special, and I only drink it very rarely because I only have so little left. But you guys called it to me today, so I think it's. So I wanted to stop, and when someone is asking was what I was, drinking today, I wanted them to know what it was. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So just a quick setup, a little info, and then we'll take some calls.
Yes.
May is about the expansion and contraction, but this expansion and contraction is a simultaneous. Whoa.
No, because
don't have a word for it.
Well, that's because it's happening on all these levels. Remember that you're going to go through expansion and contraction. The question is how you're going to really call it in, which is why this is so important.
And so really what's happening is expansion.
Yeah.
However, through your consciousness, through where you refract the light, through what you believe is to be true, you will take that expansion energy and you can accelerate contraction.
Yep.
So consider this for a moment. All that's going on is a grand expansion, yet due to the state of consciousness on the planet and due to the state of evolutionary process, we need to not only discover where we have limitations, and you'll feel it as contraction, we also need to learn how to master this. So the gift of this time of expansion and contraction is one of getting clear, where do I choose to reside? Because when I reside in expansion energy, that means expanding love, expanding my potential, expanding my mastery, expanding my joy, because those are the qualities of the soul. Let's just sidestep. Your soul is known by its peace, its love, and its joy. Everything other than those three qualities is slightly refracted, and then it can be more and more refracted as we get dense.
And if you want to learn more about that, what Sri is sharing, if you want to know more about that, number one, join us on Monday nights. But number two, go to SriandKara.com and click on the Yoga of Self-Ascension. Hours of free reading that will really illuminate your journey and might help you find yourself and understand a few things that you might be going through.
So one of the very practical tips for this time then is to notice if and when you are contracting.
Yes.
And it could be a moment, it could be a week, it could be a minute. Contraction is a compression of your divine nature into, call it, you know how they talk about light being both a measurable quantity and a wave, you know, a photon and a wave? It's like you've crystallized something and you're trying to hang on to it. Usually it's fear. So something triggers you in the world, and then you wrap a belief around it, or you trust it, and it's a contraction. Your light diminishes. Your comfort diminishes. And where will you likely feel it? Here. Third chakra is the most common. The third chakra, so let's take a breath.
Oh, I'm feeling that right now. Take a breath, everybody. Yeah.
The third chakra is kind of the chakra of empowerment, is it not? What is?
No, it is the chakra of empowerment.
Well, others work with it. Others work with it.
I know.
Okay, so the third chakra is the chakra of your chi, your muscular system, your Pilates, your judo, and all those things, the martial arts, they all want the third chakra really beef because
it's like it's a generator.
Yeah, and it's the third chakra in the physical level is about power. In the metaphysical level, it's about trusting your divine nature. So now do you see the conflict? Especially
in May, because remember, third chakra is also what? The third chakra, the first, second, and third chakra, when they come into the self-ascended state, they transmute from safety, sex, power to peace, love, joy. Remember, these are energies that are outside of emotional experiences. They also, at that moment, move from orbs into infinite spirals. And when we can stabilize those three, then the physical body is empowered. And when the physical body is empowered, the soul recognizes, and the body and the soul in sacred union ignite your divine nature, which begins at the ascended heart, which can only birth this month, which can only birth if the first, second, and third are at that moment. So as this month is about the higher chakras, a lot of you are going to be experiencing, you're either going to have a lot of people tell me they're feeling they're levitating, flying dreams, lots of that energy. Yes, yes, and yes. Conversely, lots of people, terrible stomach issues, lots of intestinal issues, first, second, and third chakra issues. Both sides of this. Exactly. Expansion, contraction. And so your body is always, as Archangel Zadkiel always says, your body is the ultimate truth detector. And when it comes to helping you decode that truth detector, I bow before Sri Ramka, because he is the master. And so, Sri, why don't we invite in some of these beautiful people that have been waiting so long?
517 number.
All right, here we are. Let's get that call board a little bigger. We still don't have our new computer yet, guys, but we're working on it.
None of the retail stores are open
There we are. It looks like we're going to Nassau, New York. Is that where we're going?
I don't know.
Right there.
Okay.
There, yeah.
Okay, great. Nassau, New York.
Nassau, New York. Welcome. Live. You have a question for Sri? Okay, Sri, do we have this so that they can...
Let me just back check, make sure everything is working.
Maybe go up here, make sure?
No, he's unmuted.
Okay, well, we're going to try somebody else, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's
Okay,
go
let's
ahead,
try
Sri.
another
Let's
one.
try
We'll see if
another
this
one.
system is
Okay,
working.
where are we going, babe?
Well, here we got another one from New York. It looks
That's the
like.
one you had just tried.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we're going to go to New Jersey.
All right, New Jersey. Namaste. Welcome.
Hello, Sri Raka. Oh, so nice to be able to talk to you.
Well,
Thank you. And we're glad to hear you.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is a major process I'm feeling. Everything you're saying is just right on for me. It's just an amazing process. Each day is unique. And I'd love to have a mini soul reading if you could give me one.
Sweetheart, we were only bringing on people right now that had a question for Sri, so I will put you on hold, and then you had your hand raised, and we had asked people to raise their hands, so we're going to put you on hold, and we'll come back to you later.
No worries.
All right, Sri, let's go to Anonymous. We have an Anonymous that's had their hand up. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for taking my phone call.
Our pleasure.
So one of the things that I've noticed within the last 24 hours is headaches. And I was just wondering if you guys can just kind of clarify is it just me, or is it an Ascension thing that's going on, or...
Yeah, great question. Great.
As you're sharing this, before Sri shares, I want to share one thing with you. This past week, I have talked to more people that have not only had headaches, but almost like community migraines. Like everyone in my closest circle, we all were carrying migraines this past week. So I just want to offer you affirmation right now that, again, remember, we're starting out this month from the Ascension energy. We're starting out this month in the higher chakras. So based upon how much you're working with, processing, moving through, you could wind up with some pretty intense headaches, and they have nothing to do with your level of attainment. They have everything to do with the next step you're preparing for. And then I want to have Sri share the rest of that.
So you're first off, it's never just you.
Yes.
It's never just you. We always travel with others. However, it's very personal because it is just you that's having the sensations. Yeah. So live with that paradox. When I do a reading for people, I look at their chakras, because the chakra is the connection to the divine energy, the divine love that comes in, up and down the spinal cord and through the subtle channels and then radiates out into the body. And how the chakras radiate affects your physical health and your spiritual well-being, your emotional well-being. It radiates and connects everything. So for you, there's two chakras that are calling your attention at this time. The third chakra, which we talked about a few minutes ago, and the sixth chakra, which is the headache zone. So the sixth chakra, as it awakens evermore at the time we're in, you are called to resolve your old beliefs around how you think it should be, who you think you are, what's safe to believe and what's not safe to believe. Oftentimes in our families, we're taught that certain things are just not approved of. Mm-hmm. And you can take that wherever you want to go, but certain things are not approved of. And what happens as the sixth chakra expands, because we have this call from the universe is saying, sweetheart, find your spiritual family. It's time to evolve out of all worldly limitations and be this spiritual being that you are. And then trust that energy to enter the body and animate your form. So that's where the third chakra comes in. The third chakra is what ties into your digestive and your muscular system. So we need to digest, that's true nourishment. Remember what we talked about at the beginning of the show? Right. True nourishment is what enlivens the soul. How do you know? You have to have this chakra more online in its true spiritual nature to discern that which is wholesome and nourishing and that which is old and to be released.
Anytime our body calls to us, and this is so important, you're in that moment of expansion or contraction. And sometimes we have to walk through a physical moment to get on the other side of it.
Yes.
So thank you for asking, because I know a lot are having this happen right now. And if anything, breathe it in as an affirmation that you're right on track.
Yeah.
And I would also encourage you, go to our app, Spiritual Mastery with Sri and Kira, and learn the Om Aum breath practice if you're not already doing it. That's going to help a lot. It really will.
Thank you for asking this question. It's important for many.
Yeah, we love you, honey.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Namaste. All right, Shri. Well,
let's
do we want
go over
to
to the BBS 800 line?
Okay, and then where are we? Right up top here. It looks like we have Mark from Canada on line 4.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, hi.
Hi, namaste.
How are you
Welcome.
doing? Namaste.
Hi.
It's a good thing I called at this time because I've been feeling a lot of contraction lately. And the reason I called, if you guys have, or Shreya, I guess this is most appropriate. That's like, and then there's this tension in my jaw and in my teeth and in my face. It feels like in my third chakra too, but it's somehow related. There's like this clench. It's not physical clenching, but it's like this tension, and I feel it, and I work into it, and it just gets. It's like something holding my mouth shut. Does that make any sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Is it okay if I look a little deeper, Mark, than just listen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because I know Kira has information, and I want to offer you.
I want you to go first. Yeah. Wow, I can really feel. You feel that? Oh, baby.
There's a dynamic at work in you right now that is about.
Yeah, I feel that. I like clarification.
Yeah. It's about integrating your divine knowingness into this identity that you've had as a being. And this jaw stuff and the tension is a way of discharging the boundary violations of the past. That you could call it anger, but that's too general. You have put up with a lot of stuff. Okay, and we don't need to get detailed.
We see it, sweetheart.
And so your body and your deeper wisdom is saying, this must go. Yeah. And so the most common way for this violation energy, these trauma imprints to go is through, the gritting, the grinding, the I won't take it anymore. Right. I'm not going to stand this anymore. And
not again.
And so, not again. Don't let this happen. So without turning it into a therapy thing, it's important to discharge the energy while simultaneously filling up with something more pure. When people just do emotional release work, they're caught at the level of emotionality. When we release it as energy, it's just an energy. Forget the story. It's just an energy-seeking resolution. Yeah. First, go up to your crown, call in your divine connection, and say, I am a being of love. I am divinely guided. Now, show me how to release this. Show me. You just command the light. Show me. And you bring that information as an energy down in, and maybe it's a shout. Maybe it's some wiggling. Maybe you need to get in a pool and scream underwater. But get that stuff out of your body and then continue to be with your upper wisdom, because that's your future.
Yeah. Yeah. And sweetheart, I want you to just relax a little bit more. And everything Shri just shared with you, as he's been sharing it with you, I saw this beautiful, like, royal blue velvet ribbon. It's very, very wide. And it was Archangel Gabriel who had it. He tied it like around here. So like it's over your, it's like this, like from this area, the upper nose to the chin, and it goes right around, all the way around. Then it ties and it comes right around your throat. Then it goes under your armpits, comes around the back of the heart to the front of the heart. Then it's going around the back of the waist, coming around, going down to the pelvis, coming around to where it's being tied into a bow. And what he's saying is that you are at a moment of unified healing. And that I have all...
That's what it feels like.
Yep. Yeah. And he just keeps talking, and this is all coming from Archangel Gabriel, and he is saying, do not ever forget that the words you are ready to remember and offer go beyond the depth of that which you have yet to explore. You are at a moment of great illumination. It is why you are here now, and it is why all is around you. This ribbon is yours to command as you will, and to remember that when you are wrapped with love, true healing happens. And so it is.
Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you both.
Many blessings.
Thank
dear.
you, my angel. You are really beautiful. Thank you for your radiant presence. Namaste. Namaste,
Bye-bye.
I
honey.
just have to say, for picking up on what you picked up on, it's part of what I needed to hear this week. So thank you both.
Oh, we're so honored.
Much
Thank
love.
you for letting us be the mirror. We love you, honey. Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Wow, I feel
Just I'll
so
take a
like,
breath,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just so filled with love right now. But I was thinking of, as I was connecting with all of our callers, I was looking and feeling the energy of this community.
Yes.
And
Yes.
how well, my angels, remember that the more that we fast, and this is the invitation that Tria and I have in right now, and then we want to bring you into this beautiful Ascension experience that we're going to be playing for you. And then after the Ascension experience, when we come back, we're going to be diving into our community hour. We're going to be taking all of your calls. We're going to be doing mini soul readings. We're going to be building the show around your questions. So before we go into that, this is the moment for you to relax into you. And as all of our callers were showing us, the illumination is here. You already have it before you. And so I want you to take this moment right now and relax even more into your chair, wherever you are. If you're driving, you probably don't want to listen to the next 12 minutes. But whether you're listening to us on audio or watching us on video, this is a moment to take all of the information we've shared with you about May. And I want you to remember, Shri, would you put up very quickly the May calendar? And I want you to remember, before you go into this moment, that beautiful orb, that portal that is open right now, that is building, and that we are today receiving information through our higher chakras. It is all coming in through the higher chakras. And thank you, Shri. And so as we relax into this beautiful Ascension frequency attunement, this ensoulment from Archangel Zadkiel literally is for this moment in time. And don't worry about whether or not you get all the words. Watch the video and just relax. And when we come back, we have so much more to share.
We love you. Be
We
back
love
soon.
you. Enjoy.
Welcome, divine pillars of light. Smile and remember that you have ignited. As we connect with you now, relax and breathe as you are in a crystalline temple of creation with us, and together we are traversing many worlds and dimensions. Breathe and smile again as you are in an opportune moment to expand evermore into your own fullness. We ask you to celebrate through breath. As you celebrate through breath, we encourage you to celebrate every breath, every breath. Celebrate that you have lungs that invite the experience of breath into your form. Breath is your gift. How do you use the gift? Come out of the shadows and take in the breath of life that sustains thee. And yes, as you breathe, you release. And as you breathe, you open the portals to fulfill many destinies. As you offer yourself the love of breath, as you offer yourself the gift of deep, divine breath, in that recognition, love again arises as all that is needed, all that you are. Together, this becomes the one gift, the one ship of the one beingness. When you serve love, you have everything, do you not? When you serve knowledge, you will constantly keep seeking. When you seek knowledge, you are perpetually seeking. When you seek love, you are perpetually filled, and in perpetual fulfillment. All knowledge already exists. You culminate the search and live in the blissful state of divine recognition that all is, all has been, all will always be. How often do you distract yourself away from divine bliss in search of more facts? Distraction is the moment when you separate from the blissful state. It reinforces the energy of lack. For when you are constantly seeking, can you ever find? We invite you to remember, dearest children, that you are at the time where you are already found. You just need to know it. Have you looked lately into the depth of your own soul, into your own recognition of divine love? Are you loving yourself enough? Are you recognizing through saying yes to the divine gift that you are? Are you experiencing every day as the recognition of pure love, the mastery presence that we are all sparks of one divine light? When you love enough, separation dissolves without the need to ask why or seek an answer. The energy of hate is simply not possible when you are in the spaciousness of the divine recognition of the love of oneness. When you are the love of oneness, when you are the loving oneness, all that you seek, all that you experience, all that you do comes of you. Embracing divine oneness. It is important to recognize that as you visit and revisit and visit again that which you consider to be not enough, that which you consider to be disconnected from the spaciousness of deep divine love of the core center, you are being gifted with the opportunity to call back into yourself the divine oneness. It begins with the loving recognition of the truth of your own being. We invite you to notice why you seek knowledge and to play with ceasing to seek knowledge for knowledge's sake. Do you seek knowledge for knowledge's sake? When you enter the balanced perfection of the loving spaciousness of that which you are, from there all knowledge reveals itself. And it has already been revealed. In the loving trust of your divinity and mastery presence, all that is manifests. Are you loving yourself enough to accept bliss? Many are unable to discover bliss due to the perception of separateness. This separateness arises from the lack of core love, core essence alignment, deep understanding, recognition, and absolute presence of being with the divine at every moment ignites effortless flow. It is a gift of love when you offer yourself effortless flow. Remember, you are here to experience everything without limitation. Darkness appears as a byproduct of the seeking of knowledge for the sake of knowledge. This is because the many unanswered questions open the opportunity for the brain of form to be the only recipient. In the wholeness of divine love, darkness does not exist. This is not that one is better than another, for indeed without the light there cannot be dark, and without the dark there cannot be light. You are here at the time of great culmination, and through this moment the recognition of divine perfection, of why you have come to this planet right now, is before you. Yes. We invite you to remember, darkness manifests from the pursuit of knowledge for the sake of knowledge because it is a variant of the mind energy. How do you know if you are in your heart? How do you know if you are in your mind? How are you feeling? What are you feeling? What is manifesting around you? When the seeking of knowledge becomes your focus, the life experience becomes challenging, because all comes into variance energy instead of harmony energy. When you seek the cities, for example, when you seek little mystical experiences, you demand to open up the veil, asking to see a light, see a color, do this, do that. What you are affirming is that you are entertained by the astral and content with stopping there. For some this is good. For others it is valuable to call forward the remembrance that wholeness anchors as you release desire and expectation for what you believe the divine should be revealing to you, as you simply live with the awakened presence of the divine every moment of every day, with every single thing that you do. All is revealed in perfection. Are you in the presence of the divine at all times? Or does the mind encourage you to be seeking knowledge? What is important to you? Dearest children, may your ascended presence remember that if you must believe in what you refer to as sin, that the only sin is to interfere with the path of another. It would be a sin to interfere with the path of another and to let another interfere in your own path. That is the sin you create against yourself, using your word, sin. Has another sought to take that which you know is true? Have you let the energies of another stop you from moving forward? Where is your heart? And if indeed you call that energy into yourself, love yourself for seeing what is incomplete. Love yourself for seeing where your heart is ready to heal evermore. Dearest children, the fifth dimensional energies have escalated tenfold, and many have felt it as chaos. Many have felt it as divine chaos. Many accidents, many accidents, be it physical body accidents, car accidents, little things that seem like an accident. These accidents are designed to help you realign back into the heart energy. Many have polarized. Release judgment. What they are doing is perfect for them, as the third, fifth, and seventh dimensional energies are now coming together into one energy vacuum. You are preparing for a great implosion. You live in a world of explosion, so it is helpful to recognize you are heading into a powerful time of implosion. Go deep into your heart center as you call back to you the multiple energies that you are. Pay attention to your life. Pay attention to what has come forward. Gaze with detached, loving energy at every experience you have ever had, and when you do, smile. Smile and say thank you. You do not need to cross over to have a panoramic life review. You can do it right now. Every single being that you have spent time with, have loved with, have been challenged with, have been with, they all did their job well. Love them for doing their job so well. Can you free them from your consciousness of attachment, that it could have or should have been different? Can you gift yourself with the loving recognition that all is in divine order? And after your panoramic life review, can you gift yourself with a panoramic world review and claim peace with what you see? When you can come to peace with all that is around you, then you can hold consciousness for 100,000 others. The gift of peaceful self-recognition. As you relax and come to peace with what is happening around you, your life flourishes. Offer yourself that gift. Do you wish to be the explosion, or do you wish to birth the heart implosion? What is your choice? With the recognition of the divine perfection of all that is happening around you, the divine perfection is revealed. Dearest children, it is your choice, and either choice you make is a glorious one. And, regardless of your decision, allow yourself to release judgment of the choice you make. You have played your part perfectly to bring you into divine awareness now. All of your actions, interactions, expressions of beingness, doingness, call forward the recognition that all is in divine order. This is the birth of mastery, humility, gratitude, love, and divine recognition. Humility, gratitude, love, divine recognition. 4 simple things to experience your life in form with manifested, abundant flow. Dearest children, when you anchor this divine recognition of love, separateness ceases to be. Divine loving source guides the life flow as you know without doubt that each of you is in the other. We encourage you to once more ignite the divine portal of self-truth. Know how loved and supported you are. It is indeed your time. Together, you are co-creating this moment. Every moment. All moments. In the energy of unity, judgment ceases, and both right and wrong dissolve. there is the unification and the divine perfection. We love you. Many blessings.
Let's take a breath together. Sa. We'll do that again as we inhale, Ave, recognizing the divine. Exhale, I surrender in respect. One more time. Inhale. Sa. Beautiful.
Let that smile come to your face, and welcome back. And beloved ones, that beautiful ensoulment, are you all as we feel so energized, uplifted, clear. And that ensoulment, again, was amplified by the precious gift of David Raphael offering us the utilization of his incredible graphics interwoven with that song by Vangelis. Phenomenal. We thank you. And again, our goal is to share one of these with you every week as it reveals itself for the current week's energy. Now, you can catch that video again on our YouTube channel, Official Sri and Kira, just a little later today. We are going to post just that 12-minute segment and encourage you to visit it often. If you would like the written text, please go to shriandkira.com. It is the current posting of our articles. Just go to our articles section. It's right there. And please capture the current text for yourself. The gift of May is the return of the Magi through the energy of expansion and contraction. And in that ensoulment, and the reason we wanted this to get out right now is because that ensoulment is giving you literally a guidebook to seventh dimensional presence and how to live there. It's also sharing with you, look, the minute the density does no longer stop you from being who you are, the minute you can be at peace with what density is putting before you, is when you are, I call it, standing in the middle of the stadium and 100,000 seats are filled and they're all standing and bowing because they now get to hold their torch and go to their stadium. That's the moment. It's mastery illumination. Mastery illumination has nothing to do with ego. It has nothing to do with publicity. It has nothing to do with how famous you think you're going to be or whatever you think you want. True mastery is an act of service. Service. When we offer that and when we pay it forward, that is the way we illuminate. That is expansion energy. Expansion energy falls forward. Contraction energy pulls us back. Mm-hmm. And so this is why these two are coinciding in this incredible energy of May that is inviting all of us into choice. Remember, the overarching moment is choice.
Choice is active consciousness. Mm-hmm. Choice is saying, hey, I am here, I'm ready, I am being guided, I am taking action. So often people confuse spiritual growth with sitting on the couch and being zoned out. That's a moment. That's not a life.
That's true. That's true. Well, it is a life until you decide to shift it. No, it is. You know, it really is.
Fair enough. I have a little subjective influence there.
Well, maybe.
So, beloved ones, here we are wanting to connect further with you. And yes, you know, I do want to just mention that this beautiful ensoulment that Kira shared, where you can find it, read it again, one of the things that's near and dear to my heart is how it talks, Archangel Zadkiel talks about how knowledge, seeking knowledge, will sidetrack you.
Knowledge for the sake of knowledge, right? Think about that. It's a lateral, right? Anything lateral keeps you sidetracked.
Knowledge is different than wisdom.
Exactly.
Wisdom is knowledge or a recognition that is actively applied in one's life or in one's context for being. Wisdom is derived from and applicable to the truth of now. Mm-hmm. Knowledge is just stuff in the computer banks.
Yeah.
And it will always feed distortions. Mm-hmm. Your mind is so creative, and knowledge, pursued for knowledge's sake, can give one a momentary sense of power, a momentary sense of accomplishment, and then it will be like a hungry ghost wanting more.
Well, and that's when the contraction is, because It's an ego feed, Remember that knowledge for the sake of knowledge, questioning for the sake of questioning, constant skepticism is your own way of saying, I'm terrified if all of this is true. Normally, that's when you see the most resistance. Those who are the most afraid have the most resistance, because if, God forbid, what you are experiencing, living, being, doing is true, then they might have to look at themselves.
Yeah.
And when we can really remember that they're just afraid, that helps lift you and keep you in the fifth dimension. Right? That's that compassion. That's that loving, forgive them. They know not what they do. And so this is a moment where every breath, we opened up the show earlier today, every breath is going to be about expansion or contraction. And this is why we have been offering so much support right out of the gate. And Sri, would you put up the this week's community schedule again? We mentioned this during the first part of the show. We want to put it up again right now because this week is 2 more up. Right.
I'm having trouble focusing.
Right there, honey. Right there it is. Okay. All right. This week is a week where it's all about the upper chakra receiving massive information. I mean, massive information from the universe. And so it's going to be a big head week. This is why we're talking about that knowledge for knowledge's sake, questioning for question's sake. So we knew this week we tried to make ourselves available as much as we could. So of course, today and every Sunday, we're grateful you're with us for a Sunday service. Be there tomorrow night. We have now said that our hashtag Monday Magics, they're going on. They're now our lessons night. And so if you really want to go deeper with this type of work, if you really want to learn more, get answers to more of those questions about what we do and what self-ascension can offer your life, come expand your consciousness with us. And right now we're in the middle of the Lessons of Light. And this is our donation. This is our service. We offer 100% of the donations are to support the clinic for the indigenous here. And you can come in for as little as $1. So why not check out and give yourself that gift, huh?
You know, one of the things that I'm just chuckling about, because self-ascension is really about getting to know yourself.
Yes.
It's about learning how to love the truth of your authentic identity and expand that forward.
Right. And so Tuesday
is Soul Mirrors. And I want to say that Soul Mirrors is a powerful show conducted by my beloved Kira Raw and her co-hosts. And they're always exploring issues and themes that involve expansion into the recognition of who you are and how to serve the expansion of love. It has a wonderful, wonderful flow. And on Wednesday, we're going to be with Zadkiel Ra having an interview.
Very excited. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yay. We're going to be on his show, Conclaves with the Stars Radio, over at onenesstalkradio.com. You're going to want to join us there. Hey, Thursday night, the lineage holders. Now, guys, this is really important. We're going to talk about this in just one moment. The super full moon quantum time leap on the 7th. This is a massive moment for this month. And then Saturday, 2 special events this week. Number one, the one I'm really excited about, well, I'm excited by them both, is Shri's first Consciousness with Healing. Consciousness as Healing Mastery Program begins. Awesome. And I'm really excited. There's so many people that are really taking advantage of this.
We completed Consciousness as Healing Part 1. It was a 3-part session a month and a half ago, and people had a beautiful, beautiful experiences, a lot of healing, a lot of aha moments. And I really felt guided to do it again with a deepening, with new topics, with more interaction. So it's going to be potent and powerful. It is a workshop that you can sign up for at shriandkira.com. And if you need a little tuition help, there is a coupon you can use, and the coupon is simply consciousness. So you
got to learn to spell it.
Spell it right, and you don't get the discount. But anyway, you'll see.
Too cute.
When you go and you click on the events page, you'll find it. And if your heart's guiding you to be there, I know you're meant to receive the healing that is intended for you.
Wow. And the healing that you will carry forward. Remember, pay it forward. And then Shri and I, we were participants in the New Life Virtual Expo a few weeks ago, and they invited us back. And so, hey, this time we have time to announce it and let you know to be there. Next Saturday, the New Life Online Virtual Expo, you can actually get a whole day pass and look at all the speakers.
A dozen presenters.
Yeah, and it's like $10. And we'll get these links out for you, but it's the New Life Virtual Expo, and Shri and I are the kind of the final act of the day. We have a 1-hour slot, and we are going to be diving deep into the alchemy of self-ascension as the rising magi. And so a really powerful program. We invite you to join us if you can on Saturday. And so thank you for letting us share that. And Shri, I was just opening up the YouTube chat because, of course, this is that part of the show where I don't know. Oh, we can't. That's right. We can only respond.
We can see it, but we can't type.
So we do have the chat. We had closed the chat for a while on YouTube, but we do have it up again right now. So if you wanted to ask us a question, Shri will be monitoring the chat, and then we're going to be bringing in some of you beautiful ones who have been holding on the phone lines, doing or hopefully offering you some mini soul readings if you like, and hearing your questions or concerns about the month ahead. Anything you'd like us to further expand upon. So Shri, where are we going first?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's head over to the call lines here and see what we got.
All right. We're over at the 800 number. Okay. Over at BBS Radio.
How about we say hello to Sarah from Toronto on line 4.
Hey, Sarah from Toronto. Namaste.
Namaste. How are you?
Well, we are delighted to say hi to you, honey.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did have... am I still asking my question to Shri?
Whatever you want, honey. This
We're
is
wide
your
open.
time. This is our community hour. We are here for all of you. What's in your heart?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I just was wondering if anyone else was noticing I'm having issues with getting to sleep. I'm up 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I mean it's not that it's a horrible negative thing. I'm actually feeling more energized. Active and alert at those times, but I just wondered if you had any feedback on that.
Yes, we do on several levels. First of all, welcome to my world.
Thank you.
That is,
thank you.
Oh God, girl, that is exactly what I have been going through since about April 25. And I am, my poor beloved, I'm learning new ways not to wake him up because I'm up. And the energy that is pouring through, the service, the inspiration. So what I'm doing on a very physical level is I am lots of information from the divine directors coming in then. I'm usually writing, journaling on my computer. I might just be meditating. Sometimes I'm just sitting, sipping a cup of tea and just watching the sunrise. But the key is what's really happening in my world, and I'm looking into your energy field and I see the same thing, and then Shri's going to also offer you a little more. You're recalibrating to your true rhythm. And this is happening for a lot of beings around the planet right now, with a lot of people who are living out of one space, a lot of people that are in a new way of being. For many, they have enough flexibility for the first time in their lives to rebirth into the recalibration of what is the natural cycle for your mastery self. And look at Mother Gaia. She's doing the same thing. In relatively short time, our beloved planet is self-cleaning. She's saying, look, I'm going to show you the undeniable proof that it's the way you all treat me that caused this. And she's also demonstrating, I feel, the miracle of how quickly she can heal. I mean, come on. It's only been a couple months and people in India are seeing the Himalayas again. Shri and I feel like we're living in a valley the way it was 100 years ago. You know, all of us are being granted. The animals are finding a moment in many different ways. Trees are breathing. And so we are all in this moment together right now. And Shri, I want to just turn it over to you as well, because what I have learned through this sleep pattern is that I'm saying, yes, I eat at different times. I might eat 4 times a day instead of 3. It might be teeny tiny little meals. It might be a smoothie. But the reality is that Shri and I are both, and I'm going to turn that over to you. Yeah. We are all reacclimating.
It really resonates. It's I've been having it for years too, where it used to be just 2 or 3 in the morning, but it's definitely up to 4, 5, or 6 in the morning. And I very much resonate with everything you said about Gaia, Mother Earth. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And the only thing I want to offer is that, because you're asking this question for many people, is that we need to redefine what sleep is. Sleep is not about being asleep or just having dreams. Sleep is about taking rest and having conscious connection outside of the stimulus of the density world.
That recorded history kind of energy. And, Sri, you're reminding me, grab the Avesa Dream Connectivity Practice.
Yeah.
If you have not gotten it, it's on our homepage. Just scroll, you'll see it. Do it. It will make a difference. Yeah, thank you. That's valuable, Sri.
And so when the quality of taking rest is number one. So we need to let go of the paradigm of saying something's wrong with my sleep. No, something's very right with my rest time.
Exactly.
And as you play with that a little bit, it brings in some grace. And you begin to explore, what am I being conscious of? And how is my consciousness informing me during this time? And just kind of go there. Check out the Avesa Dream thing. Pardon me, download. I'm sorry.
We're still flying from that ensoulment, guys.
and you're on your way. Everything's good. You're good.
You're good. You're illuminated. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you so much.
We love you,
Thank
sweetheart.
you. I love you guys too. Thank you both.
Namaste, my love. Namaste. I love it. I love it. All right, Sri, who's next? Where are we going? We're going to Zachary from Kentucky on line 5. Hey, Zachary.
Greetings, Sri and Kira.
Namaste, beloved.
I had a Kundalini rising experience in 2012 and have been pretty much a private mystic and householder yogi since then. But in the last few years, I've been, my cities have definitely been coming online to a much higher degree and accelerating, and I've been called into spiritual service to teach, and primarily also as a healer. And I would just like a mini soul reading, if you would.
Oh, well, Angel, thank you. I know Sri and I are both connecting with your beautiful presence. And it's so beautiful because as you were sharing, I'm seeing this beautiful image, and you're in, it very much feels very Indian to me, but it could be Nepal as well. And you're sitting on what looks like a dirt area, and there's a circle of stones around you. And that's who's speaking right now. It's that aspect of you. And I'm watching this beautiful crystalline rainbow bridge between the two. And then when this rainbow bridge comes into the you that was speaking right now, I'm seeing these 12 yogis come out around you. And you're all in this beautiful transcendent moment together, and they're all saying it at the same time. And it's interesting, I'm feeling it come in right here. It's coming in right at like the jaws, like what they're saying, what they're sharing with you is wanting to go in so that it's comfortable to both receive and say. And what they're saying is that which you are being called to be is that which you are. Start there and then return again, and you will discover a greater expansion before you. Breathe again the stillness of the air of the pure mountainside. Relax again into that deep breath of luscious knowing. For within thee now is a cup filled with love and an opportunity to share it with wisdom, knowledge, reverence, respect, and humility. And so it is.
Thank you.
Many blessings, Zachary.
Thank you.
You as well.
Let's all let that in.
Yeah, I'm trying to breathe again. I was, forgive me, guys, I was really not here.
Yeah.
And that's what's been happening with these readings a lot lately, especially the private readings. It's like, whoa.
One of the things to remember for all of us, and Zachary brings this forward for everyone, is that we all have a path, and our path is our life. Your life is your spiritual path. Your life is your service. And some of us serve in different ways at different times in our lives.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say to everyone that was said to me by one of my mentors is there's always more. It's like sometimes we have a fruit, we receive a gift in our meditation or in our experience, and we look at the gift, because we're just so delighted to have received that. And that can be a trap, because the ego thinks there's a specialist there. And this is why this beautiful ensoulment that you just brought through about surrendering, and letting go of any egoic piece, because there's always more. Do you think the infinite universe is going to stop at that one gift? Do you think the infinite universe is going to stop at this one point of realization? There is always more. Now, how do you receive the more?
Yes.
I must surrender more fully. I bow and I lay down my will, and I allow the divine grace and flow to inform and heal. And that, my beloveds, is the journey of the enlightened one.
And the May opportunity into the expansion. Remember that we have been sharing for a long time. Do we have the fear dimension graphic by any chance? I don't know if we do. But we have been sharing for quite a while now about the way that this is this ever-refining spiral. And we very much earlier this year talked about how the fear dimension was going to get really big. Well, that is what you're seeing with the virus, right? The fear dimension actually bonded with an energy that could very quickly get to anyone and everyone based upon level of consciousness. You know, the one thing that Shri and I have been having extensive blessing conversations about is the fact that the one thing that the virus does not have is a consciousness. And when we talk about our consciousness as healing, when you look right here and you see that the third dimension right now has spun out in this ever-refining spiral, the planetary thought body, which is based upon fear, now moving into terror, which has thereby given this energy to like this heartbeat of the fourth dimension that created a dimension within the dimension known as the fear dimension. Because this is where you can get lost. And remember that this entire area from the fourth dimension, fear dimension, planetary thought body, and third dimension is ego. This is where the ego resides, and that is why the only way you can break through is to let go of the ego. And it is also why, look at how much I put in like that ocean of distortion there. Look at how huge that ocean of distortion is. And then that heartbeat of the fear dimension that's getting bigger and bigger, so big that it's actually causing spikes in the fifth dimensional energy. And this is what we've been talking about now for close to a year that this was happening. And so the gift of this moment is that as this May energy has just come in, and I want to go to the energy flows for the whole year. As this May energy has come in, if you look at the entire year, guys, look at the entire year. January through August was in the linear world was going to have its third dimensional experience. So this just started being whispered about in January, which means by August, you might see it just being a whisper again. So that, you see that pink line there? That's been there the whole time. However, what's been wrapped around it, if you move into the fifth dimension, is that transformation energy from the dragonfly, which has that trident opening, right? Profound shift, visionary transformation through timeline adaptation, and the full awakening to self-ascension, illumination. And if you look at the squares, January, February, and it's going to return in September. September is going to be a fascinating month. It'll offer a lot of flexibility because it's one of the profound shift anchors. And what are the next profound shift anchors? July, August, and December. Everything's going to start shifting again. March started the 3 super full moons, March, April, May, and June culminates this moon experience with a full moon lunar eclipse. And so these 4 energies are the bridge of lifting into multidimensional consciousness. And this is why we are here now in May. This is why the May calendar shows us beginning up here. Now, I know a lot of you, I'm seeing in here, I'm dizzy, I'm feeling, you're in the middle of an attunement. Do you want to talk about that, Shri, or should we?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's multiple things going on here.
A lot of energy, guys. This is, join us tomorrow night. Continue the journey, Monday Magic.
Yeah. You know, there's two things going, well, two things. There's 2 levels.
Dimensions.
Let's just stay with the attunement for a second, then I'll go where I had a little thing going on.
Okay,
one of the things that happens in these interactions, and especially sometimes or more than other times, we are at a moment of expansion, are we not? May. And I think many of you have felt that this particular presentation, this community service, has a dynamism that is tangible and can be felt. And we encourage you to allow that to be felt, encourage you to feel the soul mirroring effect. This is why Kira's Tuesday night show is so much fun, Soul Mirrors. When we are radiating our love to you, those of you that say yes to love radiate it back. Yeah. Though it's a reflection. And what happens in the reflection? And amplification. That too is an alchemy. Yeah. And so this is an amazing, wonderful time because it's a living ascension moment, not a theoretical, conceptual presentation. Yeah. The words are fun because they help our mind relax and come along. The mind, if it gets fearful, will be a really pestering monkey. It just will not be as much fun. But when the mind is cooperating, going, oh yeah, I can kind of see that, I kind of get it, and you just keep going with the energy, with the soul, with the grace, with the wisdom, and then the mind is like the ego child who's in the car seat going, I'm having fun on this drive.
Oh yeah.
And so, and all that's good. Now, speaking of the mind, my mind caught a comment. I think the person identified themselves as Angel, and she wrote in the YouTube comments.
Let me bring it up for you, honey.
Shri, what's going on in my right hip, or why does my hip hurt? Something along that line. And so the pulse that I want to reflect back to you, beloved one, is it's time to find joy in service. This is not about any judgment. This is about find a new way to be in the energy of joy as you are actively sharing and assisting and serving others, and that pain will diminish.
And I want to share around that joy is the joy that's outside of the emotional joy, right? That's the joy that comes from the total release of any agenda around service, and that the service is offered because it's just the right and obvious thing to do. Yeah. Not about rationalizing it, making up a checklist around it,
feeling
doubting yourself about
it.
Exactly, or egoic about it, just doing it because it's the right thing to do. And this is that moment. The universe, everything's clearing right now, isn't it? The beloved mother Gaia is cleaning. She's beautiful. She's radiant. She's quiet in so many different ways. Well, we are too. We are rebirthing. This is the return of the Magi. And this is why, remember that in the Ascended, imagine you were rebirthing yourself right now with your full Ascended numerological life in front of you. Well, whether or not you have an Ascended numerology reading with me or whether or not you've learned Ascended numerology doesn't matter. What matters is call that in. Call in that you are now the wise adult, the wise woman, the beautiful queen, the beautiful king, the benevolent leader that has really taken the journey. And as the divine directors share, with steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust. And during these 30 days, and it opened with Ramadan, during these 30 days right now, can you fast from the addiction to that which seeks to contract you, from that seeks to take you away from who you are, to tell you that you're not good enough, you're never going to have enough, whatever it is, no matter at what level you are right now. And Shri and I witnessed it try to float around us a few days ago, and we were able to immediately see it. Yeah. It's out there, and it's strong. And so this is a month to say, what if I give it all to the divine? What if for 30 days I take a fast from anything that would pull me away from who I am? What if I knew in 30 days, if I gave myself the gift of putting my spirit self first, what would my life look like? And what a wonderful time to try that on. And so that's really what this moment is about right now.
It's reminded me of a wonderful teacher that I had one time. And she said to me, what is Lent? We just got past Easter, and the season of Lent. She said, Lent, let's eliminate negative thinking. L-E-N-T.
All right,
okay.
We're there.
So she reminded me of her, and I honor her. Thank you, my love, for helping me along my way. Mm-hmm. And we are at a time when the power of your choice has more potency and effect than ever before.
Especially in May.
And this is why in my Consciousness is Healing class, I stress to people, your intention is sacred. Intention is the yearning of the soul. It is the action of the essence of you. That's the intention. The action runs through the filters of the world. Yeah. So having a clear intention is primary, and then the behaviors, the actions, we refine those over time. Mm-hmm. So it begins with intention, and if my intention is to let go of my addiction to outside dramas, if my intention is to let go of negative thinking, if my intention is to be a positive force, to be in divine communion,
yes,
and to remember what I just want to read it here, because what was shared at the beginning of this presentation, this service today, what is the source of true nourishment? Pause for a second. I want you to just maybe journal about that.
Really feel that in.
What is the source of true nourishment? With the understanding that, and this is what Archangel Zadkiel has shared so lovingly, nourishment is what ignites the soul to awaken, sustain, enliven, and bring you back to your divine nature. So once you know what nourishment is, you can find the source, can you not?
Well, and that's also one of those keys to multidimensional presence.
Yes.
Right? We're being shown, we're constantly being shown the secret to connecting with our eternal life is not buried. We've been revealing it. The keys are all over all of these sacred texts that we've been blessed to bring forward from the Archangelic realm. And so as we start decoding, what we all know is it was for this time. That's why all of the doors are open. And speaking of open doors, Sri, should we invite in another one of our beautiful callers?
Sure, we sure can. We can go ahead over to the BBS call board and say hi to Liz from Ottawa on line 2.
All right. Namaste, Liz from Ottawa. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Our pleasure, sweetheart.
I was wondering if I could get a mini soul reading. Oh, thank you. May I get a mini soul reading?
Yes, you may. And thank you for asking. And I just want to, before we begin, I want to sit a little straighter. If you can, I really want to invite you, and actually any of you that are connecting with this, have your spine as straight as you can. And that includes the neck, right? And just allow yourself to really be in that moment. And I want you, if it's safe to close your eyes, to do so, and to bring your hands so that they're cupping the neck. Now, if you have to open your eyes to see what I'm doing, but this is how they would like you to be. And they're saying that tilt the head up just a little bit and to begin breathing in through your nose. Bring it all the way down to the belly, out slowly, smiling. And as you let the head rest, they're saying this is your moment to receive the energy, the illumination, and the empowered presence that you have been calling out for. Within the energy of your soul's awareness, that which has been seeking to be revealed has been covered in the dust of that which is fully complete. The more you realize and let go that what is before you now was simply meant to leave you at the door of what is, the faster the unification, the abundance, and the truth will be before you. Arise, beloved Queen of the 7 rivers. It is your time to remember. And so it is.
Thank you.
Much love, dear.
The 7 rivers.
Okay.
She doesn't remember because
I'm
she
glad.
just delivered it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, honey. I don't know, but I pray that whatever came forward for you will reveal more. Breathe into it and receive. Let
listen
go.
to it again.
Receive. There's a lot of energy there. The studio is disappearing for me right now. All I'm seeing is crystalline light. That's all I'm seeing right now. And so thank you for igniting that for all of us.
Much love.
Yeah, it feels like the 7 rays to me.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, wow. Yeah.
Ooh, let's take a breath, beloveds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's important in this time to be more conscious of your breath.
Yeah.
Breath is a gateway to expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Breath is a gateway to healing. Breath is a gateway to life. And when I say life, I'm talking about living forever in the divine energy, living that essence. That's true life. And so the breath is the exchange of essence, and it's the dance of the paradox between being both separate and part of something. It is that flow that ignites. And, can you feel the tickle in your flesh? Breathe, breathe, breathe. And in the breathing, we let go of the thinking, we let go of the distractions, and we become consciously connected to the energy of that which is. And so, beloved ones, the more that this flow happens, the more that these reflections are igniting and inviting you, the more it's important to breathe. Because there's so much.
There is so much, but I'm feeling our group. Do we have time for another one yet? Or do
sure.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I am not here, guys.
I'm
just with you, and I'm just wanting to know whatever you want to do. Forgive me. I am out with the realms, guys. You guys have called this in.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, that's fine. We can take one more call. We have time for that.
But did your beautiful point, because that was really important.
It's gone now.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to head over to BBS, and we'll say hi to Roman from Los Angeles.
Hey, Roman from Los Angeles. Namaste, beloved angel.
Hi, namaste, Shri and Kira. Thank you very much for having me.
Our pleasure.
I hope you're doing great.
Thank you.
I'm doing awesome, and this quarantine, the more I'm confined, the more I remember my freedom. So I remember also this star system that I am from, and I feel like as the Pleiadians, and I've started to reconnect with them a lot, and I feel their message, but I still have a little bit of doubt in my earth, and I feel it's gonna come. But if I could have maybe something maybe they want to say to me, I think maybe you can help me with that.
Yes. And this is the perfect moment. Of course, you got through on the air today. My heart is just connecting with you. The minute you started sharing, I saw this huge portal that was every color beyond our rainbow. I mean, the most extraordinary display of color opened up behind you as you started speaking. And then I saw this gold, at first I thought it was a big tall collar, but it's not. It's like this big gold, almost like gold, made of gold, like not quite a funnel, but it comes up from behind you and goes straight up like this. And then you have on this white, kind of like a robe with gold braid right around the top here. And it's you. And your eyes are like emeralds. I just see emerald rays coming straight out of your eyes. There's like this huge emerald ray propulsion coming straight out. And what they're saying to you is that it is your moment, our most beloved one, to remember to go beyond that which you are reading or may understand through the words of limitation in the dimension that has created them. You are here now today, as are many who are with this message in real time now, receiving the energy and the remembrance that will take you out beyond that. Where you have started is good, and where you are going will take you beyond if you allow it to be. In this moment, you will be invited beyond. Let go, relax, and be, and so it is.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Namaste.
Namaste. Much love. Let's take a minute here.
I really can't breathe. Can you guys breathe? I can't breathe right now.
So, beloved ones, we're going to go a little slower here for a moment. As we're coming to a close for today, there's been some powerful energy transmission shared.
I think this is just the beginning of May, which is why we put out such a big schedule. Oh my gosh. Wow, guys. I hope you feel as illuminated as we do. And we will share with you that we're not hiding anything. This is happening more and more in real time, where it's becoming easier to stay in the ascended realms, and it's that's what this month is about. So let it flow and expand you.
It's one of the reasons, one of my earlier sharings, and I'll just kind of tie a ribbon around this. One of the reasons that information is presented is so that it's easier to expand without the mind interfering. Yeah. And so May is a month of true expansion for those who are ready to fully surrender. And I know many of you have had this experience. I had this just very recently where I was in our temple area and I felt called to open the Bhagavad Gita, and I asked, what page? And a page number came into my consciousness. I opened to that page, and the passage was about those who surrender fully unto me will become me.
Keep your eyes on the divine at all times.
And I thought, well, thank you for that reassurance or reminder, because is that not the goal? Is that not the yearning? And that was 2 days ago. Then I was in there this morning and I said, I just said hi to Shiva, kind of thing. Hi, Shiva, what's up? You know, it wasn't quite that casual. But
No, what it was, I want to share, is we were placing sacred pieces on the altar because for our Mother's Day Any Day sale, we've had so many people requesting so many things that some of them are down here at Toast of Blue Mountain.
We should tell you about that before we go.
Yeah, and we've been putting them on the Shiva altar. And look, it's been so popular, and just continue it, right?
Yeah, so go to malasforascension.com. There's so many sacred objects there, so many wonderful energized jewelry and sacred objects. malasforascension.com, and if you use the coupon code SOUL, SOUL, you'll save 33% up until tomorrow, and then it's over. That's the Mother's Day or a Happy Day sale. So give yourself the treat.
Yeah. Everything I wear is Malas for Ascension.
So I want to finish because I got 1 minute left and the show's over.
Well,
so I went today to the same Bhagavad Gita, and I said, show me more. And I was told, no, 1 page more. Just turn the page one more. And the passage, what it read was, keep your eyes on the divine at all times, and if that is difficult, then be in the service of bhakti. Be in divine loving service to the creation. And I had this wonderful aha, because the direct path is the eyes on the divine, to see the divine energy underpinning all the creation. But if for a moment you don't see the divine and you only see the creation, then be in service to it. Be in love.
Love.
Oh, wonderful.
It always heals.
Oh, wonderful.
It's beautiful. And beloved angels, this week, connect with us. We've offered you lots of ways to find us. We're going to put up that Ascension again over at Official Sri and Kira YouTube from a very beautiful moment of illumination from having been with you. We love you so dearly and would look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Breathe deeply and know that we are here with you and that all is truly well. Many blessings.
We love you.
Thank you for joining us at Sri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.